Hi, good morning, y'all. The Geezer here. We back out in the woods here by the steep old trail that I made this summer when we brought the pawpaw tree up, because I got that trail blocker and another log down there pulled up pretty much to where the pawpaw tree was. So I'm going to see if I can get them pulled up here today. That's the plan. And they're not that heavy, I don't think. So I'm going to see if I can just pull them up with the mule. And because I was able to pull some of that other stuff up with just a mule and a 2-to-1. So I'm going to set up a 2-to-1 down there and get the rope up here to the top of the hill where I can get a good grip with the mule and see if we can get something done. Will it work? I think so. If it don't, I guess I'll be the first to know, huh? And right next to you guys. First, we got to get things set up here. Got to get a pulley on that tree to run the rope down. And I'm thinking this is all going to work because it worked the last time with them other logs. So, and there was more, I think. So it worked before. I see no reason it shouldn't work again. Famous last words, isn't it? That's almost as famous as when the guy puts that last little tug on the ratchet strap and says, "This ain't going nowhere." Mm-hmm. And we know how that always turns out. It gone somewhere. There we go. I'll get this stuff on this tree first. And it's getting the dangerous time of the year out here for us old guys. A lot of leaves, and then all them little round sticks are laying under the leaves. You can't see where they're at. When you step on them, they start rolling. Yeah. So. But kind of nice out here, Small. I didn't look at the temperature before I left, but got a little rain yesterday. Not much, about a 1/4 inch. Now they say we're supposed to get some Monday and Tuesday. We'll see. Apparently, we've only got 0.07 inches of rain all of September, so that's not a lot, I guess. And everybody's whining and complaining, but it's been kind of nice working out here like that. Nice and dry for a change. Yeah. Yeah, come on. There. Now, the plan is I'll rig up the rigging here, and then I'll carry the end of the rope and a pulley and the choker table down and hook all that up and pull the rope end back up about 2/3 of the way back up the hill to that double tree and tie it off so we have a 2-to-1. And I think then the mule will be able to pull them. I don't know. But a lot of obstacles in the way. I may have to walk down there a time or two and clear it around something. But we'll see. All right. I'll be back shortly. We get rigged up over there and over here. And I'll come back and tell you where we're at. All right, gang. I got it ready, I think. Got the cable on that tree over there so I can pull the rope on up the trail and on here to go down. And I got the choker cable here with the pulley and the end of the rope attached to it so I can drag it all down to one trip. So, and Let me turn the camera around and say we're going down this big old hill here again. You've seen it before, I reckon, but maybe some of the new folks. Thanks for coming on board, by the way. And see, we're going down there. Down. So that's where I'm going. I'll be back in a bit. Alrighty, I got the rope all strung up the trail there and hooked to this big tree right here, right there, and down to the mule. So I'm about ready to give it a try pulling. I kind of think it'll pull. Only two issues. First thing here is one of the logs has a piece that kind of points down, so if it digs in, I'm screwed there. And the other one is if the choker cable slides off one of the logs before it draws up tight. So, either one of which could happen. I hope neither do. So we'll just try out and see what happens. Got a little slack yet to get out of the rope. I pulled out what I could, but take the mule to get the rest, I suppose. I think the choker tightened up. Oh, I think it's pulling. Leave the rope tight. I'm going to walk down and look. I bet the piece of log pointing down got hung up probably on a rock or something. I have to get down and see if I can pull it over or whatever. So, yeah, you know the routine. Pulling up this hill, and you got to make 87 trips up and down to pull it 12 feet. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. One of the branches rolled over in such a way that it allowed the remnants of a big branch to catch on a tree. I think maybe I moved it far enough it'll bounce on around now. I don't know if it will or not. But if I back up and give it some slack, I'm afraid it's going to roll back towards the tree and get hung up worse. So I got to get a drink here, and then I'm just going to try and push the slanted board a lot, give it more gas, and see if we can bounce it off that tree and get around it. Well, what a pain in the neck. I might have to go back down there again. I did take my cant hook down, so that helped a little bit. Well, I guess I'll go back down there. See if I can move it over far enough to get around that silly tree. All right. I was able to move both them logs over just a tiny bit. Maybe enough to get around that tree. I don't know. And I brought the mule back, so if it does start to move, I can pull a ways. So I'm going to ease into it and hope if I can ease into it and get it started before it wants to roll back towards that tree, it'll clear it. If I jerk it, I'm afraid it's just going to roll right on over and get hung up on that tree again. But I don't even know if I can ease into it. So we're just going to try it and see what happens here. Didn't make it, I don't think. Yeah, I think it hung up still. Yeah. Guess maybe what I'm going to have to do is go down there and disconnect them two and bring them up one at a time. Yeah. What else can you do? We'll bring them up one at a time to that double tree where the rope's tied off, then hook them back together and bring them up together from there, I guess. I don't know. We'll try that. I'll go down and look it over and try something. Well, it looks to me like that log ought to come around that tree now. I'm going to try one more time. If the mule won't get it, then I'm going to go up and get Old Red. I think Old Red will get it. Old Red will either get it past or break something. That pulley. Gotta go get Old Red. Hook Old Red to it. That'll get it. I'll be back. Alrighty, got Old Red here and hooked up. I'll give it a try now with Old Red. See if Old Red can get around that tree. It's turned out to be a bigger deal than it should have been. I think all the slack's out of rope. Yeah, I think they're coming. Think about this refrigerator's where they get up to the tie-off point on that double tree. Yep, still pulling. We'll just go easy. When it quits pulling, I'll figure. Alright, it seems to be there. Slack in the rope. For a start. Wish them engineers that put them dingers in there to ding on every little thing would just fix it, put a switch in there so we could turn them off, for crying out loud. We know what we're doing out here in the woods. I know when the engine's running, when the door ain't closed. I don't need no ding dong to tell me. Now, that should be, the end of the log should be up there where the rope's tied off on the double tree. So now I'll have to go down and pull the rigging up to the next big tree and go from there. At least we made some progress this time. Right. Now I'll go down and see what's what and do the re-rigging. I'll be back. Hang on. All right. They were pulled up pretty close to that first big tree at the second drop off there, just to the left of the turn there. So now I disconnected all that stuff on the big tree and hooked to that tree on the right there. It's a turn on her. So they're it's hard to see. They're behind them branches there. It's behind them branches. You can just see the rope there going over to the tree. So the tree should be coming from the left. The two branches should be coming from the left to the right there as I pull with Old Red. So, shouldn't be nothing in the way from where they're laying. I could have pulled them a little farther up towards that big tree, but they're good enough where they're at. So we'll see where it goes now. Should come right over to that tree there at the bend. And we're off. Yeah, it feels like it's pulling. Uh-oh. Something let go. I was just about to stop to go see where things were because it was starting to get a little stiff pulling, and something made it easy to pull. So we see where we's at. Let me look over the hill here and see if I can see anything from here. Yeah, I can see the rope is up here. The end of the rope is up in here. So the rope must have oh yeah, look at there. Got the logs too close. Broke the rope a little bit. Okay, we'll fix it. Alrighty. You can see them down there at hit that tree on the bend. I took that rigging off down there and got it moved up to this tree. Oh, the other way. Here we go. So we'll pull them up to that tree now, and then we'll pull them on up to the top of the hill from here. In my view, the hard part is done now, if nothing goes wrong. So we'll see if we can get them pulled up here now to the next tree, to the big tree there. Alrighty, here we go. Ease up till I get the slack out of the rope. Alright, I'm at my trusty dusty refrigerators here. I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave tension on the rope and come back and see where we're at. See if it needs to go a little farther or not. Yeah, I'll pull up a little more towards that tree, and then we'll switch over to this tree behind me and the camera. Alright, hang on. I'll pull a little more. Keep an eye on things for me. Let me walk all the way back to Old Red down here. Alright, feel like the pull start feeling different there, so we're going to stop, put slack in the rope and re-rig everything, get ready for the final pull. No sense breaking the rope again. I still ain't. Oh yeah. Oh, I stopped just right there at the tree. Good deal. Now, yeah, hang on. Yeah, see, they're right there at the base of that tree. So, that's perfect. Lucked out. Yeah, the pulling stuff was getting jammed up. Good thing I took that getting stiff and stopped. All right. Now, I'm going to take that rigging down and move the end of the rope up here to this tree. Now to get it up here to the top. Alrighty, if this works out, this should be the last pull. Get them up here to the top of the hill and they can lay there till tomorrow. Or if it's raining in the morning, they can lay there to whenever, Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever it quits raining. I don't know, don't care. Just see, here we go. Ease into it, get the slack out. Feels tight. Alright, I'm going to stop here, keep tension on the rope, and come back and look and see where it's at. Oh, I can tell already. Got a little ways to go. I'll keep pulling. Don't need to walk all the way back there. I can kind of see a little bit in the mirror now. I might be able to see when the ends get up there. Oh, I can see the pulley on the logs. Getting close. Stop. Right there before I jam the rope. Oh, I can see the end of the log too. That'll be good, right where it is. We're going to call this a successful morning. Took some effort. 6 trips up and down that big old hill. All the way down to the four of them was all the way down. Whew. But good exercise for my heart and lungs. Yeah, buddy. Heart and lungs is relieved. The day is ending. And it don't feel so bad out here. I don't believe it's going to get to 91 today. I think they lied again. I don't think they know nothing. Well, all right. Blueberry baby moon pie. It took some work. Too many trips up and down the hill, but we got it done. The one is probably going to be all scrub wood, but I don't care. Scrub bin's way low. I need scrub wood anyway, so I use the scrub wood to fill in the gaps when I load the boiler. That'll be fine. The other one's pretty solid. It'll make some nice pieces. Last Thursday when I went to UC Health, I was supposed to get a procedure done. When the doc come in that was going to do the procedure, he's a fellow there. And my understanding, the fellows in the hospital there is he's already completed all his training, but now he's getting extra training in his chosen specialty. And his chosen specialty is what my problem was. So he asked me about it and all that good stuff. We talked about it. I said, hey, Doc, let me ask you something. While you're here, I know what you're supposed to do today and what you're going to do. I says, but it's to save me another trip here. It's 2 hours to get here. Can you do this other thing? And he says, well, we do if we see a need for it while we're doing what we're going to do today. I said, can you just do it, irregardless of whether you see a need or not? I had this before, and I know that's what's going to fix it. I said, otherwise, you're going to see nothing today, then I'm going to have to come back, and then you're going to end up doing it anyway. So how about just doing it both while you're there? You're going to be in the same spot. So he agreed. What a man. I like the guy. He said, okay, yeah, I'll do them both. I'll do everything both while I'm there. And sure enough, fixed the problem. It's been 4 days now, and I'm not having any more issues. It'll take a couple of weeks to be sure, but I'm happy with it. So I'd send him a note and say, hey, I know you had your doubts, but here's proof. So I'm pretty happy with them down there. They listen to you. The urologist, he's old school surgeon that takes out my tumors when I get them, but he listens. And if when he gets done, he starts to walk outdoors. He got any questions? And if I say, yeah, I got a question or two, he stops and comes back and gets a chair and pulls it up right by the chair and then sits down till I'm all done. You don't hurry up. I'm happy with him. I'm happy with this weather too. I'm going to hate to see it go away, but I know winter's coming. I was watching the Weather Nation channel yesterday, and they had a winter storm warning for parts of Colorado and Alaska. Now that might help Aurora. That might run them gangs out of them apartment buildings they taken over. They're from a warm climate. They may not like that snow and cold and ice. Lock them out, freeze them out. Yeah, buddy. I see McDonald's restaurant has a new specialty, but it's only in Springfield, Ohio. It's called the McCat. Hey, I'm just passing on what I heard. All right. You know what to do. Friday, 0600. I'll be there. You be there. See ya.